Your support makes this show possible. Please support the Playhouse and keep our doors open.
Returning to the real world.
We've been through a lot this year.
Our worlds have been turned upside down, and we're all excited for things to go back to normal soon.
Looking forward to sports, parties, family get-togethers, even school.
Although, of course, we're still urging all of you to follow best practices, stay healthy and safe.
But what is normal? What is the new normal?
It's been 17 months, and do we even remember the old normal?
It's exciting and just a bit terrifying to go through any big change. And so much has been different these past months.
So we decided to create how-to videos for all of you to remind you of what it was like before and how we hope it will be again.
Follow along as we tell you the do's and don'ts of normal living, with handy hints to make this transition as fun and painless as it can be. We'll even have some audience participation to help you practice your normal skills.
And in between, we'll be sharing our own thoughts about the easiest and the hardest things we are facing throughout the year.
I know you're eager to get started, so let's begin with something simple. Something everyone has been looking forward to. Get your act on because it's party time! Welcome to the real world, here's the sun calling out, rise and shine.
It's a sunny day, I'm telling you, come out, the weather is fine. Even if we can't shake hands, let's share my brightest smile.
Look around these doors like they haven't been here a very long while.
We're so cautious, keep our distance, mask our ready, still we're feeling free. If we have a conflict, we can end the meeting and walk away.
We're true behind the music, I'm right here to stay. One on one, we think those words make my heartbeat go so fast. Finally, I feel like the world's turning around and get at last. I didn't realize how much I missed parties until just now. So many things have changed. But we're here to guide you back into the real world. Let's take a look at what a typical interaction between friends would look like as a reminder of how to act in an in-person social situation.
We're finally back in the real store.
This is so exciting!
I suppose.
We can walk through the aisle instead of just scrolling through the items.
We can see, feel, and touch all the stuff.
This is most confusing.
And we can actually pick out a shirt and try it on.
Mom said we can get 5 things. Any 5 things to celebrate summer.
Isn't it cool?
Not really.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, why don't you jumping up and down for joy?
Nothing. I'm just perplexed at your attitude.
Why?
I'm confused about the boxes.
Boxes?
Yes! Where are the boxes?
What boxes?
You know, you would scroll through the items, you would pick some, you would wait. There they are. The boxes!
But this way you don't need to scroll.
You don't need to order.
You don't need to wait.
Because all the items are right here in front of you.
But the boxes, they were the main thing. They were what made the lockdown bearable. They were better than birthdays, better than Christmas.
Better? How?
You wouldn't get the boxes every once in a while, you would get them almost every day.
The easiest thing for me to do will be going back to stores and shopping. But the hardest thing for me to do will be going back to school because I have a whole new class this year. The easiest thing for going back into normal is sleeping in class. But the hardest thing is not sleeping in class. The easiest thing to be doing will be seeing all my friends again. Yay! The hardest thing to do will be wearing my mask normal is not wearing masks and not being 6 feet apart. Although I'm used to doing that, I'm super excited to be back to being me. The hardest thing with going back to normal is nothing. I'm sure you've all seen tons of how-to YouTube videos, especially over the past year. They can be really helpful. So we thought we'd show you a few. One way, another way, best way scenarios to help you get back on track. They're going to be acted out by our good friends Vivian and her sister Ivy. Math was Ellie's favorite subject. Then coronavirus happened, and she wasn't allowed to go to school. She had to study on a computer and do her math problems alone without a teacher's help. Now she's afraid to go back to school because she's worried that she won't be as good at her favorite subject anymore. What should she do? A. I don't want to go back to school. Everybody will think I'm stupid. B. I'm going to give up math. I don't want to do it ever again. Or C. I'm afraid. But everybody missed a lot of math work too, so I'm not as far behind as after all. If you pick C, that is the best answer. Everybody is in the same boat, and things will work out. You'll see. Here's another one. Bella wore pajamas every day and every night during the coronavirus. She didn't put on regular clothes one single time. When the lockdown ended, she didn't want to go back to school. What should she do? A. I'm going to cry and complain under my bed. B. I'll get ready for school, tell my mom I feel sick, and have to stay home. Or C, I'll brush my teeth, eat my breakfast, and go to school in my pajamas. If you pick C, that is the best answer. A lot of schools have pajama day. Even if you can't wear them every day, you can still wear them once in a while. Pajamas are the best. Here's another one. Amelia dreamed about going to summer camp all year. In her dreams, she didn't have to wear a mask and not worry about COVID. But when she arrived, she learned the rules. Wear a mask, no high fives, and she's so sad. What should she do? A. I don't want to be here. I want to go home. B. I will stay, but I won't do any activities. I will be miserable the whole time. Or C. They say we can roast marshmallows and swim. The other kids feel the same way I do. We're all in this together. Let's just have fun. If you pick C, that is the best answer. You're going to have a great time at camp or wherever you go this summer. Remember, everybody feels the same. So let's help each other out.
Before the lockdown, the word Zoom meant running fast, or roadrunner escaping from Wile E. Coyote, or a jet airplane overhead. Now it has a whole new meaning. What will we do when we aren't Zooming anymore? Let's take a look and find out.
Can't wait to be back in school again.
In a real classroom,
Where you can get up in front of the class and give a speech.
or raise your hand and answer a question.
Or pass notes and send texts when the teacher isn't looking.
Do you know how to act in a real classroom?
You're only 5 at the beginning of the lockdown, so you probably don't have as much class experience as we do. I know how to act in a real classroom.
Really? What do you do if you get tired?
Easy, I lay down.
No, that's what you did in your Zoom class, not in a real class.
In a real class, you sit up straight and you pay attention. Can I look at the teacher with my eyes wide open and pretend that I'm paying attention?
Okay, you can do that.
So, how about if you get hungry? Simple. I go to the kitchen and get something to eat. No! You can't do that!
You have to wait till lunchtime to do that.
Even if I'm really hungry?
Even then.
What if you're bored? That's the easiest one of all. I go get my dog and hold him on my lap and play with him until class is over. Absolutely not!
What are we going to do with you?
And why can't I play with my dog?
Because you can't bring your dog to class.
I can't. Or my dog gonna be. School is for learning. You listen to the teacher and you memorize the important information. You engage in discussions with other students. You take notes. And you listen all the time. Okay, but let me ask you one question. Go ahead. If you can't do anything in Zoom, why is everybody so eager to go back in a real classroom?
That's a very good question. I'm sure a lot of you have been asking it. Personally, I like staying at home in my pajamas, not having to wear shoes, and getting up whenever I want. But one thing we all like to do is party, and you can't do that when you're alone at home.
When you're all alone, you begin to feel like it's only just like you.
Everyone you meet so quick and it's all okay.
We're still careful, wash our hands, all talk through habits, till we're feeling
Free! One whole year felt like the world come to a gloomy end. There we were all locked away, just happy had our friends. Now we can make the world go back to the old ways. We can make a new world that moves back to our ways. The easiest thing to do when we go back in normal is to go many more places. The hardest thing to do is to wake up early for school. Yuck. The easiest thing will be able to get up and move around. And the hardest will be able to interact with people who are actually looking at you and are not behind a screen. The easiest thing will be going back to school for more hours so then I can learn more. The hardest thing will be not seeing my parents so much. That makes me so sad.
The easiest thing to adjust to is to not be distanced and stay home on our screens. I remember the day before everything locked down, I was like, woohoo, no school! But it ended up being more than 3 weeks. It ended up being more than 1 year. The hardest thing to adjust to is to put my mask on less often. I am used to putting my mask on whenever I get out of the car, but now I always have my mask on, accidentally.
Although wearing a mask can be uncomfortable, it has its good points. You could comment on someone with your face without them noticing. You can ignore someone without them feeling slighted. And you don't have to wear lipstick, even though I don't wear it anyway. But it's hard on the people looking at you because they don't know what you're feeling. Join us now as we relearn how to use our faces without a mask.
Communicating with people face to face or mask to mask was very difficult during the lockdown.
All they could see was your eyes.
They do say the eyes are the windows to your soul.
Without the rest of your face, those windows could be very cloudy.
Let us show you what we mean.
Here are August and Mia.
They're going to show you 5 emotions.
Happiness. Sadness. Excitement. Fear. Confusion.
Now, imagine that they have just started interacting with people without their masks. Now look at their faces.
Here are August and Mia going to show you the same 5 emotions. Happiness. Sadness. Excitement. Fear. Confusion.
Oh no, it seems as though they have forgotten how to use their faces.
You see, when your facial muscles are behind a mask, they forget what to do. They atrophy.
But don't worry, for the past week, they have been practicing in front of the mirror. Now look at them.
Happiness. Sadness. Excitement. Fear. Confusion. See the difference?
Do it with us.
Happiness. Sadness. Excitement. Fear. Confusion.
Just keep on practicing in front of the mirror.
You'll see your face will be back to normal in no time at all. The hardest thing for me to do is to not hug my friends like I did before. Sometimes when I say them, I forget. The easiest thing for me to do is to try new things. Maybe I didn't appreciate that as much as before. One of the easiest and best things is to hear people without computer glitches. One of the hardest things is still having to wear a mask. At least when you're on a computer, you can read people's lips if the sound goes out. One of the easiest things will be playing with my friends again. You never forget how to play. One of the hardest things will probably be setting my wake-up time to early.
The easiest thing for me is to socialize. I really like to be around others. The hardest thing for me is probably adjusting to all these new COVID rules, especially because they keep changing every day.
Here comes our last how-to. How to help your friends when they are nervous about returning to the real world. Everyone has worries. It's up to you to help them understand and deal. Here's how. I'm worried about a lot of things. Me too, like what if I sneeze in class and the teacher thinks it's the virus? Then explain that you have allergies. Okay, but what about masks? If I don't wear a mask on the play yard, it will make me nervous. Then wear the mask. It will be confusing. What if I meet someone new and don't know if to play with them or not? As long as you're both wearing a mask, you can play. How about you? I'm excited but nervous about the new stuff. What new stuff? Well, only a couple of my online friends are going to my school. You'll make new friends. And there's also stuff like lockers and rotating classrooms. All that new stuff in middle school. Middle school? You won't be in middle school for another 4 years. Don't worry about it for the next 4 years. By the time you're in middle school, you'll forget all about the coronavirus. I hope so. With masks, it's hard to tell who is who. But it's getting easier to see the eyes of your friends and the sound of their voice. All the little clues we took for granted before. I agree, but we can't shake hands on that. But we can elbow them. Cool.
The hardest thing to do will probably be relearning what the word normal actually means. Things like waking up early, having to follow a set schedule, having to look my best, and figuring out how to do all the new middle school stuff we only dreamed about during the lockdown.
The easiest thing going back into the world is regrouping. The hardest thing is remembering that sometimes you can take off your mask. The easiest thing about going back to normal is that we get to meet our teachers and our friends in person. The hardest thing, maybe we can create our own new normal and forget about the old one.
How to return to normal.
How to embrace life once again. How to step out into the real world.
We've given you hints and suggestions.
We hope they've been helpful. And now it's your turn.
Time to make your own plan for the future.
Everybody's ideas are different and everybody's ideas are A-OK. Smile. Reach out. Don't be shy. Be safe. Respect diversity, dreams, and determination. Appreciate everyone you meet. Make new friends. Be nice. Remember what you learned yesterday and apply it to tomorrow.
Don't give up!
Keep washing your hands, but then you should have been doing that anyway.
Believe in others, believe in the world, and believe in yourself. Invent a new word that describes all of your feelings about going back